All right. Dude, this guy's gonna be. I really hope he can do something in the clubs because that's really stopping him from being one of the best of all time. Like, I was actually having this debate with my little brother. Like, while Mbappe is great, like, Luka Modric is better. Luka Modric has the Ballon d'Or. Like it's hard to give this guy credit. I mean, he has the World Cup, yes, but with France, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's pretty difficult to give him all of the credit that he probably could deserve. Um, yeah, as you can see, a lot of my slow drafts ended in the time that I haven't been streaming. So, yeah. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit the extensions and reload my extension because I know that there's some updates that I've made that probably were not shown. This puppy's been going on for fucking ever, but let's see if there's any other drafts. I don't think there are. The PPR Frenchie. Oh, so they're doing best ball PPR. Whoa, this is a super low rake. Honestly, as someone who is huge on PPR, this is. I'm gonna do this one. I didn't know this tournament existed. I don't know if it'll count as the same kind of tournament, but yeah, this is a super cool tournament in which CMC is gonna be higher ranked for me. Like CMC's ranking makes sense here for me. 2 point fumble loss, 1 point interception still. Passing touchdown still four. Okay. I wish they had a tight end premium one. That would be pretty cool. Um, yeah. Whew. It's been a long time since I've been up here drafting. We'll see if I can still do it. I may take Puka Nakua over Jamar Chase just because I believe that in this format, um, it makes more sense. Yeah, there's a few things that I would do differently where each reception matters more. I mean, wide receiver. This is still a. Is this still three wide receivers? Three wide receiver, one flex. Yeah, you get the sixth pick, which yeah, I'm gonna. Ooh, is this where I choose to take? Uh, this may be where I choose to take CMC because he's a PPR demon. Like, yeah, look at his expected points here, dude. Way higher than JSN. I might not even get CMC. He might go fifth in this one. Um, but yeah, take a look at my exposures. They're definitely settling in here. As we may hit 100 drafts this season, which would be super cool. Would be my first time ever hitting such a mark. Gibbs, Bijan, again, PPR demons right there. Devon Achan is a lot stronger in this than you think he is. We're gonna see if CMC goes. If not, I'm gonna take CMC. He's probably struggling with it. Dude, CMC might jump up. Yeah. Oh, he takes Amon Ra. I think JSN has a better chance of staying healthy. than CMC does. So I'm going to take it. I don't really love it, but it is what it is. Like, I can't pass a JSN at 6, even as a Niner fan. Like, James Cook should not go at 11 in this draft. Hampton, sure. But, oh my god. Wait, I need to look at the ADPs here. No, that was just a crazy reach, okay. Because this is going off the normal best ball format. But ADP Demon, PPR Demon, PPR Demon on a team with Patrick Mahomes throwing you the ball, and worst case, Justin Fields is going to toss you the ball for a few yards. Like, I guess he didn't really do crazy there. There's no tight end premium. They're going to play a lot of games from behind, is my theory, but both of these teams are. Shoot, I'm going to go Drake London. We're going to go Drake London. No. We're going to go Brock Bowers. Bang. Alright. I don't know how I feel about this start, but these are two guys who are probably going to get a lot of receptions next year. Again, JSN, the only player that's worth even thinking about in Seattle. Brock Bowers, realistically, the only pass catcher that's worth thinking about, other than maybe Genty. I think the funniest thing is that Genty and Brock Bowers are going in the first and second round, and they just have a horrible QB situation. I think it kind of in itself, like, you should from this be able to tell that these Raiders are overpriced because they both have S tier potential. But, you know, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, that's a proven duo. Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins, who goes in the third, sometimes fourth round, that's a proven duo. So, you're going to see running back is a little bit more expensive here, with Derrick Henry going at 22. It's like one of the few positions where I'm like, okay, taking him, but Jeremiah Love might get the dump off. Again, same thing. The Cardinals are going to be crazy terrible, but you can get Trey McBride and Jeremiah Love at the 2-3. Like, you know, both of them are up there, but I don't think that you're ever going to have a situation where both of them are going to be good. Trey McBride was really that good because they had no run game. So, Breece Hall is not a bad pick here. PPR Demon. My issue with taking Zay Flowers here is going to be that Zay Flowers is more of the big yardage receiver, so it works out in the half PPR format. I will take him over Chris Olave. I'm going to take Igbuka. I don't think Chris Olave is the right move in this one. Actually, I'm going to take Kyren because I think in this format, he is the correct running back to be going for because he gets a lot of dump off passes from Stafford, especially against good teams like where you have Puka Nacua being guarded by like Lenore. You may see a good amount of Kyren Williams dump offs. This way, we don't really fall behind at the running back position in a draft where, you know, the pass catching running backs are going to be a little bit harder to find. So you can see Jonathan Taylor at 8, not a pass catching running back. James Cook at 11, not a pass catching running back. 14, Saquon Barkley, not a pass catching running back. These guys, 15 through 18, pretty good pass catching running backs. 22, Derrick Henry, not a pass catcher. So they become difficult. These are the guys that in best ball generally you can make it work because the PPR gets deflated. So the value of CMC being able to catch the ball is super strong. Goes away a little bit. Neighbors and Lad. Lad is pretty tough. I think any Chargers player is pretty tough in these kinds of things because again, we're doubling the weight that we have on receptions. Um, really don't want to take Jacobs. I'm gonna take Scott. Like, there's no way I take Josh Jacobs here. I will take Javonte Williams. Never mind. I didn't think I was gonna get him. He gets 2 to 3 dump offs every game, which is 1 to 1.5 points. But now I'm getting 2 to 3 points, which may not seem like a lot, but if you add that up over, he plays 17 games, you're getting 34 to 51 more points from your singular player. Sorry, that is completely wrong. I totally screwed that up. It's 1 to 1.5 more points per player, so it's 17 to like 25 more points per for Javonte Williams specifically. So the same thing goes for Kyron. Even the workloads that will get cut into, there's no clear like receiving back because both Kyron Williams and Blake Corums, they're very specifically like similar runners. I actually do think that there is a potential. Say Josh Jacobs is like not gonna play football again. What are the chances that Kyron gets traded to the Packers because they don't have a running back then? The Rams are pretty safe with Blake Corum, and you could probably get some good value from a team that's that desperate, where Marshawn Lloyd is your backup option. I'm not, no hate to Marshawn Lloyd, but it's not that good. Quinshon Judkins is decent as a dump off running back, but I would prefer to get a wide receiver here. We'll take Carnell Tate. Same kind of thing. The Titans are never really going to be playing from ahead. They're going to be wanting to draw plays for their rookie receiver that they spent such a high draft pick on. Basically, just developing their guys. Makes sense for Carnell Tate to be a PPR demon here. Basically, we're just making the tiebreakers based off the PPR. Now, you shouldn't be thinking too differently. I feel like I'm projecting it in a way where I'm like thinking like, oh, PPR makes this a whole different story. It's pretty much the same game. Like, these rankings shouldn't shift too much. But between the ones that are more tied up, like for instance, a Malik Neighbors versus Teteroa McMillan. Teteroa McMillan has basically no competition in his receiving room, so you want to take Teteroa McMillan. While I love Brian Thomas Jr. for his yardage capabilities, he has a lot of competition in his receiving room, so that means that you're going to have more of a spread on the ball here. When you get to the later receivers, it's not going to be as much of an issue because at the end of the day, those are just like, toss ups. Same thing for Christian Watson. You can get a lot of yards out of him, but the PPR, you're not going to get the PPR spam with him. Think Wan'Dale Robinson. While he was a 1,000-yard receiver, he gave you so many points for no reason. Christian Watson did the same thing if you were in one of those big play leagues, which I was in last year, where I had Christian Watson, and he was giving me 5 points for his 50-yard touchdowns and everything. Those were amazing times. But you could go for the same thing with Jordan Tyson. Jadarian Price could be interesting. I need to figure out what this issue is here because he has not fallen down 25 picks. Seattle and Tennessee. So I don't have the QB here. Parker Washington is especially bad in this format because he is the big play receiver. Meaning that he's almost never going to be effective here. We're looking at a 4 running back, 8 receiver, and saying 4 QBs. I may take 9 receivers for once. The reason why it's saying 4 QBs is because I never want to take 9 receivers. But this is the one case where I may because I do not feel good about my receiving room. The Lamar team takes Jaden Daniels. I was hoping that I would get one of the elite quarterbacks on the way back, but it doesn't look like I will. Was I just pick 6-7? I was. Yeah, it feels great to have way less slow drafts going on. I just have the slow puppies, um, and one Chihuahua, but all my Dalmatians are finally done. Thank God. Those are pissing me off that they were still existing for so long. Dak is my stack with Javante. Again, I took him on the PPR basis, so it wouldn't be the worst idea to take him here. We can spam fucking wide receivers here. So Alec Pierce is a deep shot receiver. I think that it's going to be difficult. I think Tyler Warren actually may be the PPR demon in this backfield. Ramondre Stevenson, I'm trusting for his touchdown volume and his availability there, but yeah, I'm very confused what's going on there, but I may actually reload. See what happens when we do that. Yeah, no, there's some sort of glitch here. I will work on that later. So I'm sure that the team with CD is going to be upset, but yeah, they thought they were going to get him here. We need to get a bunch of receivers. Jordan Addison is someone who, again, big play receivers, but this is kind of all you're getting here. Michael Pittman Jr. is a PPR demon, so if he comes to me, I'll take him. I may also take Patrick Mahomes. This is kind of like my ideal lineups here. Papa, paparazzi, promise I'll be gone. Oh, don't copyright me, YouTube. No. I'm sorry my singing was too. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Downs goes, DK goes. So none of my guys have gone, so I will take Jordan Addison here to bump up my receiving room. RJ Harvey is such a good pick. In a PPR format, getting that kind of discount on him, oh, that is such a stupid pick, but I'm going to do it anyways, so. This team is going to be pretty bad. This team's going to be pretty bad. I only have two receivers, and it's JSN and Carnell Tate. My running back position is going to fill me up. One of these guys is probably going to be on the bench for the majority of it. But RJ Harvey has these crazy spike games because of his PPR ability. It's probably going to be a split backfield again. I'm hoping that one of these guys, these good receivers, are going to make their way back. Again, Michael Wilson is also kind of a PPR demon. If we pull up, I don't actually think I've integrated this yet. This is something I've been thinking about doing, but I haven't done yet. Like their best games. You go to the Cardinals somewhere. Wait, hold on, I'm about to pick. Yeah, all my guys just went in unison. 94, 95, 96. Fannin, I don't want to spend so much on another tight end when I'm this behind to other positions. We could get Purdy, worst case, but we don't even have our starting receivers. Jacoby Myers, I'm pretty sure, is a pretty solid PPR demon as well. We're not taking another running back. Yeah. Gainwell is a really good pick here, too. Gainwell is way better than RJ Harvey. Fuck. Myers goes. This guy's probably going to take Monunga. He may reach out and get Kyle Pitts, but I doubt it. I spent a lot on my tight end and running back position. He did actually do the Kyle Pitts thing. I'm okay with taking Michael Wilson here. Let's go back here. The amount of money I spent on Bucks players is insane. Is it because I spent them in the $20 draft? I think it is. They're literally getting carried by that. But Cardinals players. I mean, yeah, 78 receptions, 47 receptions, and he had 500 yards. So even if he has a regression season where he goes back to what he was before, wide receiver 55, he's not going to be startable, but he's in my starting position. We'll probably take Matthew Golden. Otherwise, we would take Bo Nix here or Jackson Dart. It's just the options that make the most sense for us here. Purdy goes out right after Wandale. That's a good PPR guy. I don't know how I feel about Downs in this format. Jordan Mason, not sure how I feel about that in the Aaron Jones one where he's more of a receiving back. If dude's going to play, he's going to be a receiver. 2 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 5 flex. 5 flex. PPR tight end points 1.0 bonuses for 40, 50 yards. Daubs goes. Daubs. We'll take Golden. We're not going to get another QB for a while, but at this point, not too worried about that. I want to recover at receiver before I think about QB. These three are going to be my starters, with Golden probably like swapping in with Michael Wilson here and there. Again, I'm pretty high on Golden. Getting him at this value is really nice. So I mess with that. We'll put Jordan Love on here if he somehow comes to us, but I doubt it. There's just so many receiving options I could take him here. Like the Tucker Kraft team. Actually, none of the guys on this side of the board have him. Then Christian Watson goes here. Tucker Kraft is over here. Where's Jaden Reed? Jaden Reed's over here. So I would come up before any of these guys. But again, you may get you get this guy who's taking the unstacked. Kelsey's another PPR guy. Rashee Rice would be really good in this. Yeah, 25. Higgins will be nice. He's a big play receiver, but assuming Nico Collins' injury, he may get a larger role there. And then I would probably go down and grab Coker otherwise. Diggs is also pretty decent, but he's just not signed, so it makes it very difficult for me to take someone who's not signed and also currently undergoing a case for sexual assault. So the schedule always gets exposed. That's a good one. I probably shouldn't say anything on stream. I love Wemby. Damn. This dude is so stupid. Yeah, I had drafted him in this one, didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay. Feels a little bit better then. Damn, he goes off. I saw him falling and I was like, holy shit, silently I could get this. Chig might be another good PPR guy. Not that I care that much about tight end here, but I'm good with it. Like, he does a backflip, lands weirdly on the same ankle that he messed up. But yeah, we're going to take Ward here just so we don't fall behind at quarterback as well. I feel like we're catching up at wide receiver. We are taking the 9, so it's not a big deal here. And we get so many here where I'm going to take the potential volume here, the potential volume here, the potential volume here, and then take Hunter. Again, I love Travis Hunter as a player. I just think that in the real NFL, he's going to be more of a cornerback. Not saying he won't play any offense. He's definitely going to play. But he's not going to play a lot. I think he played 8 games last season. And in those 8 games, was he amazing? Not really. 7 games. Yeah, I mean, 28 receptions. Like, you know, like, that's not something that I'm very hopeful for, especially considering that they went ahead and got Jakobi Meyers. I also do have, oh, I don't have Meyers on this team, so I guess I have a lot of Meyers, so it's hard for me to bet against Meyers, but is Stroud really going to make it to me? There's no way. Mendoza is probably our biggest bet that we were trying to take right now, so Trey Tucker again. These are guys that may do well on PPR. Juwan Jennings, again, he's no longer on the 49ers. If they knew how to use him, they would use him the same way that the 49ers did, where they use him on the late downs. I don't know how much I would be willing to bet on that, though. Bren Strange is a tight end I'm never picking in this kind of format, just because there's so much volume around him. Juwan Johnson might be the best here. Again, same thing goes for Rondé Gadsden, where he may struggle, but we get the guy that we really did want in Naylor. Now we have the double stack here, where this is going to be the main goal in life. I'm going to put in Ryan Flournoy bid, but I think after our next pick, or our next 2 picks where we take one of these receiving options and then Mendoza, we have the opportunity to basically take like Gunnar Helm, Dontavian Wicks, whatever. Sorry, I'm talking about tight ends. Gunnar Helm. AJ Barner would be kind of nice, but I don't think we're going to get him. Ferguson, Freiermuth is a pretty good one. Gunnar Helm, Freiermuth. Those are my options here at tight end 2. Feel pretty decent about that, actually. Ferg. Big jumps. Big jumps for the Ferg. This is a really disgusting team on paper, but it could definitely turn into something. Like, I'm not feeling horrible about it. I think this is going to turn into a great approach when I go for the 9 receivers. Yeah, and this is actually kind of how I used to always draft teams, where I was taking Kyren, Javonte. I mean, again, this is a 3rd round running back that I'm taking, but I took 4 very close to each other, so just make sure that's still the case. Yeah, it is. Ooh, Denzel Boston was there. Again, Juwan Johnson, and then, yeah, literally no one else. If I don't get him, then obviously I'll have to take someone else, but in what world is someone else really taking him here? Like, you would have to be kind of stupid, where this team has two quarterbacks, this team has two, this team has two. So these two teams shouldn't even think about it. Look at how many quarterbacks they've taken recently anyway. Teams that have two, this one shouldn't think about taking another one. They spent so much on quarterback. This one you could argue doesn't need to take another quarterback, may take one, but we'll see. Hurts and Jordan Love. But you just got Omar Cooper, so I'm assuming you're going for Geno Smith or Cade Klubnik in this scenario. But again, you never know how people's minds work. Oh no, yeah. No, that makes sense. They're going for tight ends off the board. That is great to see. 3 tight ends go off after we take our final tight end. Because again, this huge run on receiver that went right before we had to take our final tight end, not something I want to see again. There's no way that these two people take a quarterback. If they do, I'll feel a little bit better, where I can maybe go grab Kirk Cousins at 211. Given that it's very unlikely that Mendoza is going to be the week 1 starter, and I'll have some starting week points. It would be unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. Also, Cousins is the one that turned Kyle Pitts into that demon. You know, I'm not saying Mendoza's bad, but you know, it could be a very interesting decision. That was the guy I was scared of. He doesn't do it. I'll take him. Sorry, what did that say in his news? Oh, I didn't read that. Did it say that he's behind 2 other quarterbacks in OTAs? If so, that's insane. Whoa, my projected is really high for having this many picks left. Oh, it's because it's PPR projections. Yeah, okay. I need to see what that does. Yeah, everyone's getting like 20. Oh, whoa. Oh, because they don't have a QB at all? Yo, are they doing the no QB challenge? 7 running backs, 6 receivers, 2 tight ends, and no QB. These last 3 picks better be QBs. Like, for your own safety, buddy. Like, what are we doing? No. Oh, they got package. How is this guy so aesthetic without a fucking anything? That's insane. We'll just take the best receiver that's available at this point. Because we're just going to spam receivers. 3 more receivers. Now, again, if we find a good value running back like Jordan James, maybe I'll decide to take him at 211. But at the way that he's been going, he has been going off to a Brock Purdy team very often. He's been going off to a CMC team. Because, to be honest, CMC is going to be elite in this offense. But Jordan James, if CMC is injured, will be a better pick than Javonte, Cam, DeAndre Swift, Travis Etienne. He'll be better than Breece Hall, probably be equivalent to Jeremiah Love in this offense. I mean, look what he turned Jordan Mason into. And see exactly what one of the best offensive minds did to Jordan Mason when the second that he hit, like, you know, his real prime at 26, 27 years old in Minnesota. Like he became a nothing, where he was sharing the backfield with a 32-year-old Aaron Jones. So, damn, this team at 2 has taken 9 receivers as well. Heavy receiver is kind of the idea here, but yeah, Tank Dell getting the best friend benefit is what I'm gonna look for here. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Ooh, my turn. We'll take Pat Bryant. Reason he may get those short catches, so if he were to ever be playable, it would be because he got like 5, 6, 7 catches for 50 yards somehow in a game where the Broncos were losing. Is it likely? Not really, but you're taking that upside swing, and when you're taking him 17th overall. The other situation is where you have an injury to a Cortland Sutton or Jalen Waddle, but yeah. So this guy takes his first QB in Geno Smith. Interesting. I don't know if he's like auto drafting and just taking the top player available. Tyquan Thornton goes. Obviously, wide receiver is going to be more expensive in these drafts, but holy fuck. That's insane. In any other draft, this is like literally the craziest draft I've ever had. But I've already bet on Jaden Higgins, so there's no way I take Jalen Noel. I may take one of the Baltimore receivers. Keenan Allen is a PPR god, but I would rather bet on Christian Kirk than that at this point, because Christian Kirk at least is on the team. He's showing up on social medias. So 8 running backs. Wow, running backs are going off, which is great to see when I'm done at running back. But these two teams don't have their 4th. This is a very interesting draft, to say the least. Geno and Tua. This guy must believe that you do not need quarterbacks to win. Emerald badge and doing that shit. Or maybe he just like hop back in and you're just like, whoa, 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 what's going on? Because that's what I would be thinking. No way Elijah Surratt just goes off right before I want to take him. We're going to take Bateman here. And yeah, this is a very solid draft. I did want to see, let's see how or we can just stay at the end. Like this team has 2,800. Wait, what did I have? 32. Oh, this guy's gonna have a lot. Oh, this guy has a lot too. So am I projected to advance? Probably not, right? Yeah, I'm not projected to advance. That's unfortunate. I feel like I could. I feel like this team can. But 3-4-9-2. My first ever draft like that, I think. So hey, let's go. Now what I did want to can this guy fucking pick? I want to see if it goes under a different area. Yeah, PPR season. It goes under a different area. Oh, so I didn't even contribute to my 2026 season. I'm not going to spend more money on another draft, but that's interesting. That is very interesting. I don't think they do so many PPR drafts, though. This is the first one I've ever seen. But yeah, we're probably gonna leave it at that because I don't hate that team. I'm probably not gonna enter that tournament anymore. Or let's see, how many do they give you? Because it's a Frenchie, so it's probably not that many. Never mind, 150. We'll do puppies from now on. I'm thinking, should I do one right now? No, I'm not gonna do one. Yeah. Oh, there's all these mini drafts over here for PPR season. Anyway, yeah, that's all that there will be to it. Thank you all for joining. Um,